Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beryl Elite. I'm Abra from Beryl Consulting Group. Today we have Mike Soss with us. He's the Chief Investment Officer at Millburn Company. So, Mike, thank you for being here and taking the time. So let's just start with the most important question I can say. As AI gains more and more traction, where are you finding it's valuable in the investment process?
All right, thanks for having me, and that's a great question. Think about the investment process. You have, what am I going to research in the first place? What are the data points I can get from that research? And then how do I take all that data and synthesize it into a tradable action? The machines aren't quite there yet to reason. They're not making good predictions. I know a number of people, partners, vendors, that can do wonderful things with Gen AI. The one thing they really have difficulty doing is making money with the output. So the way that we use it, and again, we're a quantitative fund, we do things systematically, is to have those agents generate the data that we put into models. So for trading interest rates, for instance, can I trawl through a number of research reports, news, and get sentiment on a number of macroeconomic variables? Can I figure out what central bank sentiment on different topics is, and then feed those features into my model? So it's really about AI collecting as much data as it can, create features, and then those will enter into our model with the market expertise. So that's the piece I have it in the models. And then if you think about where do quant models tend to go wrong, it's usually a case of the world's changing too fast and everything you modeled with over the past 10 years is not relevant right now. So the questions you can ask such an agent is, hey, what is everyone talking about right now? Fed independence is not something that was really a discussion topic 8 years ago, 4 years ago. Right now, it really is. So if you're looking for, are there alarm bells that can make your models not work? That's a great use case for AI. Which model to use and how to use it? Not so much. So that's how our whole investment process is changing on the collection and how to take all the data that's out there and use it in our models.
Okay, so how has this changed the process of managing the fund itself?
So for the fund, if you consider how to use all those, AI agents and get that data. Now, it's ubiquitous. So any 4 people now in a garage can get an AWS account, get a number of AI agents, and really use AI to invest. So if you think about where's the competitive advantage for a fund like ours or any fund, the irony is it's not actually those AI tools themselves, because anybody can get them. There are hordes now of university graduates being trained in using these. So any 4 computer scientists can go and just start an AI investment vehicle. The irony is what's really missing or lacking is the wisdom and experience of people who've been doing this for 20 years. So, for example, we have agents that go to and find sentiment and, hey, please forecast for me Fed independence, for instance, or what is the central bank doing right now, and trawl through the minutes, trawl through the statements, trawl through the research reports and news, and give us a view on where you think that's going to hit, perhaps their decisions down the road. Now, the interesting thing is, it doesn't really tend to work unless you have someone who's really trained in economics and has the experience to know what to look for, what am I prompting, what's important. So for us, it's really a marriage of the market expertise with the new tools. So, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you could say, what does your fund do? We use machine learning. Well, now it's a tool. And I think we're getting into an area where people say, oh, I use Gen AI to invest. And in 5 years, it's simply going to be a tool. It's like saying, I use computers to trade. True in the 80s, not true anymore. Now for us, it's really that tool. So how you manage the fund is, how do I maintain that competitive advantage of having market experts and getting their benefits? Then you get the Gen AI tools and their benefits and marry them together. So for us managing, it's really about building that workflow. So people with the experience, who are a different population from the young college graduates coming with the AI, not going to say can integrate it to their workflow, but how do you build those operational workflows so it's just the easiest thing for them to do is to use those AI tools, whether that's elastic computing, all the access to those tools, getting it into their coding environments, and just making it the obvious course of action so you get the best of both worlds.
Okay, interesting. So what does this imply for the future of investments, in your opinion?
You know, I think you're going to see a lot of funds figure out, how do I get that expertise back in? And I really believe that's where the advantage is. And you don't need to be a huge firm like Citadel or to make advantage of these. The world is changing so fast. I don't think it makes sense for a fund to really do all this in-house. It's, can you get the right partners? Can you get the right platforms? And so for that, it's going to be very, very fast. And the people who can get those experts with the latest tools in a very agile way are going to maintain the competitive advantage.
Okay, so we reached the end of our interview. Thank you, Mike, for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.